Speaking of LTL, I thought maybe we could take a look back. Way back. Hey y'all, if you're here because you're a trucker, married to a trucker, know a trucker, or you're just interested in trucking in general, you just clicked on here to see what I'm talking about trucking, and LTL trucking in specific right now, because that's what I do. I thought I'd take a look back. I've been wondering, thinking, how did we get to where we are today? How did it used to be 20, 30 years ago in LTL? Now, I started in LTL in the early 90s, I think, as a city driver, and then I went off and did some other things over the road and things like that. But in 97, I came back to LTL as a city driver, pickup and delivery, P&D. And back then, and even before then, the tractors, the trucks that we used were bare bones. Even here in Texas, the city trucks didn't even have air conditioning or AM/FM radio. So it was bare bones. And back then, the line haul drivers would go to the CB shops and get what was called a slip seat box, because they would slip seat trucks. They wouldn't be in the same trucks all the time. So these were usually aluminum boxes that the CB shops would make, and they'd have slots to put in your AM/FM radio, your CB, and speakers. And then you take your antenna on a vice grip mount, and you come to work, put all your stuff in the truck you're driving that day, run your run, and get back and take all that stuff out every time. Slowly things began to get better, and they would assign trucks. And but some of those old trucks were just bare bones, rough riding, spring ride suspension, and they just, they ran them 24 hours a day. The city drivers, the P&D drivers would run it all day, picking up and delivering freight. And then at night, the line haul drivers would run it all night. So these trucks got millions of miles on them. When I first started back in 97, it was like that. No AM/FM radio, no air conditioning. Then when I got on at Sci in 05, they still had some older trucks. They had gone to spring ride, and they had AM/FM and some air conditioning. But these trucks were still wore out. And I started in 05 at Sci, and I was still driving 97, 98 year model Volvos. And they were okay. They ran pretty good, but 1.5 million, 2 million miles on them. But to Sci's credit, here in the last few years, they have upped the game and started buying newer tractors and not keeping them as long. And that's really an advantage we're at nowadays. So as you think about driving, if you're just on here because you're thinking about being a truck driver, or this is the way you want to go, or you're just interested in how things used to be and how things are now, it's come a long way, and it's a lot more comfortable ride. It's still not what they call a large car chicken truck. I drive a year-old international day cab single axle, and it's a better ride than I had when I started here 15 years ago. But it's still a day cab, single axle, day cab. So it's still not, the best ride. But I get about 3,000 miles a week. The pay has gotten better. It was always pretty good in LTL, but it's better now. And it's one of the top paying jobs in the industry. So if you can deal with doing the same thing just about every day, and hooking sets and putting in the hours that it takes, you can make some pretty good money doing LTL freight. So I just thought we'd come back on here and take a look back a little bit, see where we're at, see where we're going. I'm not sure where we're going. We got electric trucks, autonomous trucks. I'm an old man, so I probably won't be around to lose my job to an autonomous truck, but that's one thing you guys got to consider if you're just getting into this. Find a way in the industry that you can deal with that and be a part of that, and maybe back that up after your job is gone from an autonomous truck. I don't know how long it's going to be. Some people say it'll never come. Some people say it'll be here before you know it. But we'll see. We'll just have to see what technology brings us. So, that being said, how about we go take a look at what I get to drive now? I'll give you a little tour. Okay, here it is. Day cab, glows and tire bumper, single axle, international. All freight trucks are pretty much the same. Doesn't matter if it's international, Freightliner, Volvo, the new Kenworths and Peterbilts. They're basically a freight truck. They're going to last about the same. Anything that's going to go on inside how they're done, how they're put together, how they ride is going to be pretty much preference, individual preference. Now this international, it is a little short on leg room. So if you're taller, you may not be real comfortable in them. But for me, short guy, not too bad. So quick tour, it's not that big. But it's a lot nicer than when we started. No air conditioner, just a little fan up on the dash. No radio, none of that. So it's a lot better than it was. So that's all I got for today. Thought we'd take a look back. Join me in the comments down there. Let me know what you've experienced, what you've seen, or how you have it now. If you have a different experience in LTL, let me know. So, we'll see you next time.